I handcraft skateboards for Life Skateboards, and you're watching Days with Casper. I thought I turned this on. We're on an AI tripod thanks to Tim. Thanks, bud. So, whoops, here we go. Here is the website where you can find Life Skateboard decks, handcrafted, made just for you. What you see on the walls over here are all the templates and shapes that we have to offer here, and there's a lot. There's a big stack right here, big row right here, big rack right here, even more. But today on our live, we're going to start off with gripping my deck. I've got a video contest to go film for tomorrow, and I want to do that with a fresh deck. This is my rider here. We did the graphic for this live the other day. This is the Casper Signature 3.0. Thank you, Sam, for giving me the opportunity to design my own shape. We're going to grip it with DKL non-abrasive grip tape. What's up, John? Yeah, Tim, one of the subscribers and customers, snagged this for me. Super grateful for that. It's pretty cool. I can give it little hand signals, and it'll stop following me. Then I'll give it other hand signals, and it'll keep following me. I am wildly entertained with this thing. But so if you guys are unfamiliar with DKL non-abrasive grip tape, it's pretty rad. It takes some getting used to. It took me a little while to get used to it, but I love it. Been riding it for several years. Say several, I think it's been 2 now. But it made my shoes go from lasting 2 weeks to lasting, I think I'm on the same shoes, let's see. When did I go to BAMS? Whenever I went to BAMS, that's when he signed my shoes, and I've been skating those same shoes ever since. There's no way those things would have lasted me that long. Now I don't rip my shoes off the top, I just wear them out off the bottom from plants and stuff. But application is one of the most important parts of making sure DKL works for you. And make sure there's no dust on top of your deck. Especially important in a wood shop where dust is pretty much everywhere. The other part of this, and this is something that I struggled with when I started, it's only 9 inches wide, and that's the only width that they make. So if you got a board that's bigger than 9, you got to put multiple sheets on there, and if you try to put patterns, it tries to peel. This stuff works great in 1 sheet. It's pretty cool. It's like the technology from a basketball. Little bumps that interact with the pattern on the bottom of your shoes. And if you're like, that stuff doesn't work, go watch anything of me skating. Been riding this stuff exclusively, so. Very grateful to DKL for hooking me up, too. Pulling the backing off is always the hardest part. Especially when it's been rolled up. There we go. That's what I didn't want to happen. Trying to catch it as it misses the edge there. Just trying to be super careful to not get dust and crap all over the adhesive parts. If you guys are unfamiliar with what you're watching Life Skateboards be made right after this. Here at Life Skateboards, we do everything in-house. I'm just gripping my personal rider right now. And then we will get to shaping a stack of boards. We press our own boards here, shape our own boards, and then apply graphics with hand-carved Lino blocks. If you'd like to see that process, you can go back into my lives. I think it was 3 live streams ago that I did a graphic live here. And it was this one that I'm gripping right now. But all right. There we go. So, I mean, you apply it pretty much like every other grip tape. As far as sticking it to your board. You just want to make sure it's a little bit cleaner. Your deck is a little cleaner than you would care about for regular grip tape. You also want to plan this stuff out. It'll work fine skating it right after you apply it, but if you wait 24 hours, the adhesive sets up really, really well. You're not going to have any issues with any peeling the entire life of the deck. Bubbles suck on this stuff. You want to take it kind of slow too, especially with a board with really nice concave and deep concave. That way you don't end up stretching it. It is rubber, so you can stretch this stuff. If you stretch it, it has a likelihood of popping back up off the board. All right. So obviously you can't crease this stuff. What's up, Clouded Vision? But yeah, you can't crease this, so you just kind of got to go around with the razor blade. When you buy a 4-pack from them, they include this little razor here. They've been hooking me up for a minute, so really grateful to have a bunch of little DKL razors here. But the first time you go around, you don't have to get it real tight to it because you're going to have to come back around again. You just want to make sure you're just removing excess. You can get it close, but you don't have to get it perfect this first time around. The scrap of this stuff is real sticky too, so just be mindful of that. Probably smart to leave your paper up here and stick it to that. Hey, thank you. I did make an ASMR board making video with the sounds of like the glue table and all that stuff just for fun. I think it's up as a short, I think. I know I posted it as a reel on Instagram, so I'll have to make sure where that came from. But right now I'm just gripping my personal deck, and then we will get to shaping some customer boards. You can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. We do everything in-house here, press the board, shape the boards, apply the graphics with hand-carved Lino blocks. And when I'm done with this side of the grip here, I'll show you guys the Lino block graphic on this deck here. I forget the camera's following me. ASMR, somebody tell me what it stands for, but satisfying sounds, am I getting that correct? I don't know, I just put a mic right up next to it and went from there. This is the same guy as yesterday. I'm the sole hourly employee at Life Skateboards. That is correct. Shiny wizard. Do I have tattoos on? Yes, I have tattoos on my face. Or is it a skate? Hey, balance comes with skating. Skating's for everybody. It's always waiting for you. You can make that decision anytime to be a part of this. Been more people joining skateboarding than I've ever seen in recent years. COVID was a huge boom as far as people actively skateboarding. I was working in a skate shop at the time. It was wild how much business we got during COVID, and how hard it was to get product. Calling other skate shops to help people be able to finish their completes. That was a wild time. Don't know why I'm throwing this away. So, after you go around with that rough cut, obviously not perfect, the majority of the time when you're doing normal grip, you're gonna be holding the razor blade. All right, camera, stop following me. Holding the razor blade probably like this angle here. For this, you're gonna have a pretty sharp angle because you want this decal is a little bit thicker than your normal grip tape, so you want a little bit of an edge on it. Make sure it doesn't peel up on you. So this is where it gets a little iffy on how clean it is. This is where I usually screw up my own decks. The cool thing about a grip job is the first time that you land with the board upside down, you're gonna ruin it, so it doesn't really matter how perfect it is, but we all know we want a pretty grip job. Sorry if I'm not paying attention to the chat too much. Oddly enough, this requires a little bit more focus than about anything I do at my work. Oh, there are some epileptic skateboarders, but I fully understand. It is a beautiful culture and thing as well, so. But lots of skateboarders have overcome quite a bit of things. That's what I love about skateboarding. It teaches you resilience, teaches you to stack success on top of piles of failure. I love it. And it's something you can do forever. I'll be skateboarding until I'm in the ground, I'll tell you that. All right, it's a little bit left here. All right, not perfect, but good enough. There's still a little bit of a lip on the tail here. Sort of feel around it, make sure there's no raised edges on there for the board to catch and peel any of that grip back up. Just made it real not pretty there. All right. This is good to go. I'm gonna set this up tomorrow and go film for a video contest at Slam City. But all right, looks like we're gonna get to shaping. I'm gonna get this in the other room so that we don't get it covered in dust. Main part about making this work really well is keeping it clean, having fresh shoes. And by keeping it clean, I mean like you're skating and you get some dust on it, just rub your hand on it, and it'll come right off. You can even use grip gum on this stuff. But I'll be right back, and then we will get to board shaping. All right. So, if you're unfamiliar with Life Skateboards, we do everything in-house here. You can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com, and I will take you through the steps before we get to what we're about to watch. I got to keep an eye on the phone battery today. Tell you something good today. We make great skateboards, and you can get them. So, here's our veneer. We pull the veneer right here, I glue the boards up right here, and then we load up the presses. This is what we loaded up yesterday. Once those are under pressure, they sit in the press for 24 hours, and then they cure in a stack of their own concave for 7 days. After those boards are cured, they come into here, and those uncuts, which are kind of what this looks like right here, get the truck holes put in them with templates like this. And those truck holes get put in right here on this drill press. And then Sam, the owner, I just work with the owner here at Life Skateboards, attaches one of these shape templates to the bottom of the uncut. He then runs that uncut right along here. The template runs along this bearing. And this is what the edge looks like when he's done with it. Right there. So I need to bring that to a 90 to be able to round it off, which is what we'll be doing on the next step here. So we're gonna bring everything to a 90 on the belt here, round it off here, clean it up a little bit more here, and I definitely have to air this bladder up. Will it recognize a hand signal this far away? It does, that's really cool. Then clean it up a little. 150, remove all the excess glue right over here. For all of those steps, you'll see me have a respirator on. It might be a little bit harder for me to respond to the chat, but over here we have a HEPA-approved dust extractor connected to the orbital. So we are good to go over here. Now I've got to go grab the compressor hose and air up this drum so that we're good to go when we get to that point, and we'll get going here. What'd you have to say, Dev? But all right. 1 second, I'll be right back. Bringing the compressor hose in. Now I'll turn the compressor on. Got to air up this bladder and then we will get started here. Perfect. We roll this back up, turn off the compressor, and we will get started with that stack of popsicles. So today you're going to see a ton of popsicles get shaped, but we have over 100 shapes available. You can go to lifeskateboard.com and check those out. Everything from 7.75 all the way up to 14.6. Yes, you heard me correctly, 14.6 inches wide. Why? Because why not? All right. Put my hair up and we will get started here. All right, and we are good to go. So you guys are going to get to see some boards get shaped today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll get to them as I can. So let's get started here. Let's go ahead and take a couple of these through at a time. Since we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's do 2 at a time. We got some real pretty layups in this one. Lots of color inner plies. Color bottom ply. Both of these are popsicles. All right. See, bringing it to a 90 so that we can round it off. Let's do that one more time. Actually, I'm going to be smart right here. Maybe. Got the charger for my phone here, since I've got the mics in the USB-C port there. And good to go. Awesome. So we're going to bring this one to a 90 as well, and then we'll move on to the next step. Next step is my favorite to show you guys. Got a little bit of tape to remove off of this guy here. This was from when the veneer came in. Figured it's going to be easier to get it off after pressing. I might have been wrong. There we go. We'll get the rest off on the orbital. I just realized I got a little bit ahead of myself there. There was an order at the bottom of the stack Sam wanted me to do first. Just in case he pops back in here, I want to make sure it's ready for him. Now I'll move on to the next one. We'll go ahead and take all three of these through at a time. Bring the chair over here and get it to not move on us so we don't have to worry about that. This is the step where the edge of the board gets around and starts to look like a skateboard. So we're gonna do that three more times here. But as you can see, starting to look like a skateboard, a little bit round, but not clean. This next step over here will clean that up. But we'll go ahead and take these next two through. Let's move you around. I turn these this step into shorts, change the angle slightly. Clip that one there. Let's move you guys a little bit closer. And we'll do this third one. And we got three more over there to take all the way through. There went those three. Oops, hit the wrong button there. There we go. Now we'll take these over to here. I gotta clean this drum up a little bit. Let's keep this phone plugged in here. And remember guys, you can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com, and if you enjoy what we're watching, please double tap the screen so YouTube knows it. Greatly appreciate you guys. All right. Like I said, I gotta clean this up. abrasive cleaner. Just industrial grip gum is pretty much all it is. Alright guys, good to go for the next step. Hope you guys will bear with me real quickly here. I gotta blow my nose. The temperature has been dropping like crazy out here in Indiana. After it was really nice, my body's not happy with it. All right, so this respirator on and keep going here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. That's what I'm here for. I don't understand how I keep messing up these respirators. Somehow I get them tangled. There we go. Hoping there's not something wrong with the live. Numbers have not changed at all, like gone up or down. It's super weird. There we go. Nope. Seems like I'm having an issue with this live or something. I might end it and start another one. This is acting super strange. Never seen the number not change at all like that on viewers. Super strange. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this live and start it back over, see if there's any issues on my end. But in the meantime, go get a light. Yep, just got a disconnect warning. So if you're watching this later, thank you. Not really sure what was going on with the live here.